Hi everyone, this is Dan Stolbarger. Welcome to this week's Middle East Update. It is August 17th. We're going to look back on the events that have transpired this week. Just a reminder that the PDF PowerPoint behind me is available as a link on the YouTube page. So let's take a look at this week. But first, the reason why we focus on Israel, Middle East Update. Zechariah 12, and take a look at this photo. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of drunkenness to all the surrounding peoples when they lay siege upon Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall be in that day, this day, that I will make Jerusalem a heavy stone for all peoples. All who would heave it away shall surely be cut in pieces, though all nations on the earth are gathered against it. Let that sink in. Zechariah, all eyes on Jerusalem. So here's our news bites for this week. J.D. Vance, our vice president, implies that the top goal against Iran is cheap oil for the U.S., preventing nuclear weapons, that comes second. That's from Vance. Israel's defense officials have been shocked by the speed of Iran's recovery following the early 2026 war. Turkish President Erdogan vowed, again, this is big. Who is he? What's he about? He has vowed to resolutely, I should say, work towards a Palestinian state with Eastern Jerusalem as its capital. Can you say two-state solution? Turkey, Erdogan. The commander of the Iranian armed forces, this is a so-called MOU, which, by the way, is over today. But the commander of the Iranian armed forces, any Iranian who kills an American soldier or captures an American soldier will receive a reward of $30,000. There's a peace partner for you. Now, Trump is speaking about Netanyahu. As you all know, not only do we have midterms coming up here, which are going to be very significant in November, but we know there are elections coming up, primaries in Israel, and Trump calls Netanyahu his own worst enemy, and at this point in time, he's refusing to endorse him. Trump said on Friday that after completing the complete destruction, of Iran, he is planning on declaring the Strait of Hormuz, are you ready for this, a territory of the United States. And finally, Bibi Netanyahu recently criticized, Jared Kushner, because he met with Hamas, and he basically said, these are the architects of the October 7th massacre. So those are our news bites this week. And now we go to our major articles. The first being that Iran is now set, in their own words, to go on the offensive. A senior Iranian official told Reuters that Iran has decided to shift its policy from defensive to completely offensive. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to transpire at this point in time. Our next article, Israel wants peace, ... but, and here we have the Board of Peace, their plan for Gaza. It's offering a rare glimpse of hope amid years of bloodshed and despair, and at its core is a straightforward proposition. If this were to take place, thumbs up. This is from Jonathan Cornukas. He says, Palestinians in Gaza, the bottom line is that they have the choice to choose prosperity, dignity, to coexist instead of the ideology that has repeatedly invited complete destruction. The choice begins with the surrender of weapons that makes peaceful politics possible. If they give up these weapons, the responsibility now lies with those who hold the guns. Hand them over, allow the process to be verified, and let the possibility of coexistence finally take root. Anything less returns everyone to the same deadly cycle that we've seen time after time. Verifiable is the key word. The Iranian strategy now that the MOU is stalemate over, Tehran believes that its path to victory is not necessarily through defeating the United States military, but through managing the confrontation with Trump until his term ends in January 2029. For the remaining time, get used to it, the remaining time of Trump's presidency, the regime plans to play the familiar game of opening and closing the waterway, dangling intermittent negotiations, employing intermediaries, walking up to the table, and then, of course, walking away from the table before anyone notices 2 years will have passed. Their only priority is simply surviving Trump. Jared Kushner. He's not asking Israel to trust Hamas. This is the board of peace. This is Gaza. He's not asking Israel to trust Hamas. Why would they? Nor is he proposing that Israel exchange their security for a so-called diplomatic achievement. His approach is built around a more rigorous equation. Measurable disarmament, remember, verified. Independent verification and phased, that alone will begin the possibility of a phased out Israeli withdrawal, with each Israeli step conditioned on the implementation of corresponding security commitments. I'm not hopeful, but again, the key word is verifiable, right? We'll see. Saudi Arabia, it just seems like they're up for grabs right now. The geopolitics of the Middle East shifting back and forth. And the prize that seems to be up for grabs is Saudi Arabia. I think there are two possible paths forward. One involves the Saudis moving closer to the US and to Israel. The flip side of the coin would be that they side with Pakistan and Turkey. And so it's fair to say that the future of the region may depend on which path the Saudis choose. US, Israel, Turkey, Palestine. Where's your money? Interesting what's going on in South America. This was about a week ago, Wednesday, August 12th. And Israel may never have had a better month, diplomatically, that is. Back in June, if you remember, Vice President J.D. Vance is said to have believed that Israel had not a single ally in the world except for the U.S. Yet in the space of just a few weeks, It seems to have found several new ones above or over. If you take a look at the map of South America, whether it's Venezuela, Colombia, Costa Rica, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia. Take a look at this. Argentina, Chile, all now, in a sense, on the side of Israel. Interesting. And then an article that I found too funny not to include, right? Fire Huckabee. Senator Van Hollen of Maryland, of course a Democrat senator, wants to fire the American ambassador to Israel. Why? Because he's too supportive of Israel. And so that's where we're at. Supporting our closest ally in the Middle East is now considered disqualifying. Fire him? This is not normal. And it shouldn't be normalized. But my friends, welcome to what I hope is not the new normal. And then again, couldn't believe it when I read it, had to include it. I'll let it lie. Trump, on his post, the USA has total control over the Strait of Hormuz. I think we'll keep it. Our naval blockade is being called by everyone a wall of steel. And there's nothing Iran can do about it. They have no navy, they have no air force. Their remaining soldiers are unpaid. The IRGC is decimated and fleeing, and their leadership at best is uncertain. They have no money. Their country's completely shot. All they have is fake news and 300% inflation, and it's getting worse. Iran is all talk, no action. The bully of the Middle East, no longer. And then notice how he closes. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. What a world. What a crazy world we're in. So this is Dan. This is our Middle East update. Again, August 17th, looking back. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And remember what we started with. All eyes worldwide on Jerusalem. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, wisdom for leaders in this crazy world in which we're living. God bless you and shalom.